going on, everybody? This is Billy with Freeland RC. Here on the table we got the Redcat Racing Gen 7 Sport. One of my previous videos, you've noticed that I mentioned that there's no slipper clutch to this truck. The purpose of a slipper clutch is if you get a tire bound or something like that, it allows this gear that goes to your input shaft and your transmission to slip rather than it continue to turn by the motor. And if you have enough torque, you'll start stripping stuff like wheel nuts, axles, drive shafts, or even internal gears in your transmission. I found a way around that. I found a way to add a slipper clutch to this system or this truck with kind of minimal to no effort at all. There's no major changes to this truck, and it's going to be super simple. Stay tuned. We're going to jump right into this truck. I'll show you how to do it. All right, guys. The first thing we want to do, don't lose my spring, is you want to go ahead and take a 7mm nut driver. You go ahead and pop that old gear off. And as you can see, this gear's slotted. The gear itself is not, but this locking piece that screws on, if I can get the camera to focus here, is slotted. Now your input shaft on your transmission is also slotted. This allows this not to slip because this gear has got 3 screws that hold it in. Okay, so what I have done is, and I had an ECX boost laying around and I was playing around, and I found out that the clutch system for the boost fits exact. Now how this system works is you have one pressure plate. If I can get to focus. And if you can see that it is slotted. Okay. Same way with the other washer. It's slotted. Now the gear itself has just a regular round hole. So if we try to put this gear on by itself, we could spin the gear all day long. All it does is spin on my input shaft for my transmission. So if we go ahead and put these washers on that are slotted, first you put the washer, the gear, and we try to line it up in the washer again. When I go to spin it, it still spins, but the more pressure I put on the washers, the truck tries to start to roll. Okay, now how to put pressure on it is with that clutch system for the ECX boost comes with a spring. And we tried to put this spring on, but our input shaft in the transmission is too short. Spring sticks out too long, we can't get our nut on. So what we went ahead and did, which there's the one it comes with, we cut it in half. And this is what we ended up with. Once we put it on, it's short enough that we can start putting our nut on. Okay? You take this nut, go ahead and put your thumb over the gear and run it down all the way till it stops, which is about right there. And then I usually like to back it off about a turn and a half. Okay? Now, we will go ahead and take our remote. Let's turn our remote on. Let's go ahead and get a LiPo here. We'll go ahead and plug a LiPo into it. We'll get her turned on. Everything's good to go. Steering works. Now, the way I like to test these is I like to test them slow. I will hold this tire and I will slowly give it throttle. And I didn't tighten my gear back up. My motor gear. I had it loose when I took the old one off. We'll go ahead and tighten it back up. Now I've been doing this for a while. A lot of times I can tell my gear mesh just by looking at it and by feel. Good rule of thumb I've seen what other hobbyists do is they put a piece of paper between the gears and they will shove it together, and if you can pull the paper out without the gear ripping the paper, then you have a perfect gear mesh. You don't want your gear mesh too tight because it causes heat and excessive wear, and you don't want it too loose because if you have it too loose, you'll cause strippage. Go ahead and get this buttoned up here. There we go. Alright, now let's give it another try. We'll hold this tire and we'll slowly give it throttle. And right there, still feels a little too tight. It started to slip. So we'll go ahead and we'll back it off about another quarter turn. And we'll try it again. It's holding the tire and slowly giving it throttle. And there you can hear it. You can hear the slipper clutch slipping. That way, if my truck gets in a bind and I give it throttle, it's going to slip here. I'm not going to break anything. I hope you guys like this video. I hope it helps you guys out. I hope you guys are able to follow this video and add a slipper clutch to your truck. I really think it helps the performance of this truck and helps this truck keep going. If you like any of Freeland RC's video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom and like this video. And as always, man, run them hard, fix them right, run them harder. It's Freeland RC.